Right. So, this is what generally a snowflake architecture is all about. Because whenever we are working on the snowflake environment, being into the architect point of view, I'm talking about architecture because understanding over the architecture is one of the key and important element in context to the snowflakes is concerned. Normally, snowflake have three different layers because being into architecture point of view, we need to understand what are the different layers we have in that. So snowflakes has three different layers. The first one about the data storage level, where whatever the data at the same time the kind of data models you are going to create, everything will be comes under the data storage part. So once it is data storage, the next one about the query processing. Like if you want to create any kind of query, right? So if you want to manage data queries, everything comes under this part. Like by maintaining all the virtual warehouses, right? So we maintain because large scale of data will be maintained, large scale of data will be existed. So maintaining virtual warehouse is also one of the key and important element we need to see over here. The next one about the cloud services part. These cloud services, authentication as well as access control is needed, wherein if you want to manage an infrastructure or if you want to optimize or if you want to maintain security. So these are the cloud services which are included in it. So these are the three major layers will be there when we talk about the Snowflake's application. Snowflake's is concerned, right? So cloud services, database storage, where you maintain the data by creating some data tables, etc. At the same time, query processing, what are the required query processing that are to be maintained. Everything will be maintained under the query processing part. After query processing, uh, the next one about cloud services. What are the infrastructure, right? So at the same time, optimizers, everything will be maintained under the cloud services. Now, this is what something which being into snowflakes one should be knowing, right? So now, if we are a snowflakes architect, right? So what are the responsibilities that are to be discharged? So these are the responsibilities we need to discharge over here. One, we need to design and implement data solutions using snowflakes. This is something which we need to do. At the same time, we need to develop different data models and architecture plans, whatever is required, because developing a data model for required information which is existed and which is essentially important. So developing data models and architecture plans is also one of the key aspect being into Snowflake architect we must be good with. At the same time, being an architect, we must ensure data security. At the same time, compliance is optimizing performance for Snowflake environments. At the same time, collaborating with some data engineering team and analyst. Followed by, is there any kind of technical guidance or support is required? So this part is also needed. So these are the major responsibilities being into Snowflake architect we have to perform. Means either it can be developing of data models and architecture plans, or at the same time, data security will be the highest priority. We must ensure that as well. Make sure by following all the required compliance standards, etc. Next, optimizing the performance for different Snowflakes environments. At the same time, collaborating with data engineering team, technical guidances, right? So designing and implementing data solutions, all these, irrespective of the kind of layers are we going to discuss, right? So I've discussed right so far, right? So these are the things, either it can be database storage, query processing, cloud services, all that. This is all about Snowflake architecture is concerned, being into uh, architect role, right? So because as in when you see, right? So if you want to become Snowflake architect or Snowflake architect, this is more important. Even though it's not only about Snowflake architect role, but if you want to get into a career of, or because I could say some of the people wants to pursue their career, as in when I see the enrollment now, I can see like some people were new to Snowflakes. So even learning while you're well as part of our learning, whenever we are learning Snowflakes, it's always important for us to understand about the layers will be, what are all will be there, and what are the responsibilities that are to be needed to be delivered. So this is what about this session today, right? So we discussed more about the design part of Snowflakes and all everything in tomorrow's session. See you then. Bye.